Hi, it's John O'Connell here from Superfast Fitness Camps. Today I want to discuss calories in versus calories out, the whole diet and restriction mentality, why I don't use it, why it's flawed, and why numerous amount of colleagues that I know, mentors, coaches, don't use it and don't recommend it. Burning fat, getting in shape, is a lot more than just a simple mathematical equation, okay? So the simple mathematical equation that most people think of is like, okay, my metabolism is at 2,000 calories a day and I eat 1,500 calories a day, I'm going to lose 500 calories worth of body fat a day, which roughly equates to about a pound of fat a week. It's not true, it doesn't work like that. For example, if those 1,500 calories came from broccoli versus Mars bars, what do you think is going to happen? Eating 1,500 calories worth of Mars bars is going to make you fat. Eating 1,500 calories worth of broccoli is actually going to help you lose weight. Same amount of calories, just different foods coming in, different nutrients. It's all about the quality of foods that we're taking in. In broccoli, your body's going to use those nutrients. It'll burn everything up that you're taking in because your body can use it. Your body can't use the nutrients in Mars bar, can't use the calories in Mars bar, so it's going to end up storing them as fat. Now, over the years and years of research, interning with numerous nutrition experts, reading loads of books and everything like that, it basically all comes down to two things. The first of those things is hormones, okay? If your hormones are imbalanced, if your hormones are out of whack, you're going to find it very hard to lose more weight. And the best way to kind of to understand this is this: as we get older, we tend to get fatter. And that's because our hormones are going down and going down and going down as we get older. Now, it doesn't have to be like that, so age isn't an excuse, but it's your health. It's the foods you're eating. Are you feeding yourself optimally? And that's where the whole eat more concept comes from. We've got to feed ourselves optimally. Now, just to give you an example of a few hormones, estrogen. If we've got an estrogen dominance in our body, for females, you're going to have stubborn fat around the hips and the thighs, and men are going to have stubborn fat around the chest area. That's where the whole man boobs kind of syndrome comes from. It's from too much estrogen coming into the diet. Now, the estrogens can come in the form of chemicals, and a lot of grains will promote estrogen in the body as well. Even soya products as well. A lot of soya products will do that. That's why soya isn't the health food that a lot of people think it is. Next, then, we've got things like insulin. Insulin, if you've got high insulin levels all the time, you'll generally end up storing all your carbohydrates that you're taking in, all the sugars that you're taking in, as fat. So we need to balance out our insulin levels. Testosterone is not just a male hormone. Female produce testosterone as well, but testosterone is used to help our muscles and help build some muscle, keep our muscle activated. And by doing this, it's going to increase our metabolism. Increasing the metabolism, we're going to burn more calories and we're going to end up losing more weight. However, if we've got low testosterone levels, that's going to be increasingly difficult. There are a number of other hormones that are involved in fat burning, such as your thyroid hormone, cortisol, leptin, ghrelin, growth hormone as well. And again, these are only all produced by actually the foods that we eat. And if we're not eating the foods that contain the nutrients that are needed to produce these hormones, we're going to struggle. But even more important than hormones is getting healthy. Now, it may sound very simple, but when you look at this diagram here, and we look at dieting versus cleansing. Now, cleansing is just simply the detox process, eating kind of healthily and helping detox the system. When people diet, they usually they're overweight. Fat stores a lot of toxins in the system. Okay, so when we lose fat, those toxins are going to be released into the system. If our system isn't capable of detoxifying those toxins and impurities, what's going to happen is we're going to end up getting very sick, and then our body goes into a rebound. It actually goes into emergency fat production to protect the body. Now, that's why most people, the whole yo-yo dieting, people go on a diet, lose some weight, go off a diet, massive rebound, and end up storing more fat. On the other hand, when we cleanse, when we detoxify, we actually get rid of these impurities as we're burning the fat. So that by the time when we get into shape, there's very little toxins floating around the body, so there's no rebound at all. And that's kind of basic process of what I focus on in the Eat More diet. We're looking at eating more good fats, eating more vegetables, drinking more water, eating more quality protein, and eating more herbs and spices, okay? So we're actually looking at what to add in rather than what to cut out straight away, okay? Now, there are certain foods that I don't recommend eating, but first and foremost, I recommend eating more good fats, more vegetables, more water, more protein, more herbs and spices. Let's look at the good fats. We cannot burn body fat without good fats. The whole kind of fat makes us fat thinking is just completely false. Coconut oil is essential for our metabolism. It's very good for our immune system as well. It doesn't make us fat. And in fact, the type of fat that's in coconut oil gets converted into energy straight away and doesn't store as body fat at all whatsoever. Other good fats are olive oil, extra virgin, of course, omega-3s, the best kind of fish oils that we're looking for, nuts, organic eggs, avocados, even your organic meats and stuff like that. They're going to contain a huge amount of good fats for us, the fats that we need. Bad fats, on the other hand, come from processed food. So avoiding the processed food and getting more of the good fats in are going to help us produce optimal hormones, are going to help eliminate cravings, are going to help our brain, our mood, our concentration levels. There's a huge amount of benefits to eating more good fats, and it's the first thing that I get people to do is start to add in more good fats, because that's going to help you a huge amount sticking to a plan and feeling good on a program. And that's the important thing. You've got to feel energetic and good on a program. Eating more vegetables then, very, very simple, yet most people don't. They usually think, 3 to 5 a day. Experts actually now recommend 8 to 10 a day. Best way to get these in is to use a greens drink, like the ones I recommend, because each serving is the equivalent of about 4 servings of vegetables. So you're getting a huge amount of nutrients and minerals, vitamins, every serving of that. So 1 to 2 of those a day is going to give you a huge amount of vitamins and minerals. What these do is they help detoxify the body. They also help bind to estrogen and pull the estrogen out of the body, so they help women lose weight off their lower body, their hips and thighs. And they're very alkalizing. They're also very good for our energy levels. And again, when our energy levels is up, it's going to be so much more easier to help to stick to a program and to train hard. Then we want to drink more water. Again, another simple one, but if we're dehydrated, we can't get rid of those toxins in the body. So it's really important to drink more water, rehydrate ourselves so our bodies can actually flush out all those toxins from the system. And again, when we're looking at flushing out the toxins, it makes sense then to obviously avoid putting in any excess toxins that we possibly can. And that's why I don't recommend tap water, because there's a huge amount of chemicals, chlorine and fluoride and all sorts of other things in the water. So I recommend using a reverse osmosis filtration system, which you can get one for about 150, 200 quid, or some good quality mineral water, because these have a lot less chemicals in them. Eating more quality protein. Again, the quality protein, how the actual animal was raised, is very important. If it was raised in a factory farm with thousands and thousands crammed into these tiny little stalls, it's not going to have the quality of nutrients than their organic cousins, than their free-range cousins have. So again, really important, guys. Choose your quality protein as best as you can, and that doesn't mean necessarily getting organic all the time, but going to a good reputable butcher's where you know they're getting decent quality foods coming in. And then finally coming on to eating more herbs and spices. These are very good for helping you increase the flavor of your food and helping food taste nicer, which is important. Obviously, we don't want to just be eating bland food all the time. But certain nutrients or certain herbs and spices are very good for helping balance some hormones and certain things. Cinnamon, very good for insulin. Curcumin is great for inflammation. Garlic is a great natural antibiotic. And ginger is very good for your digestive system. So start to add in more herbs and spices. And again, there's numerous benefits to other herbs and spices as well. You don't have to stick to those 4 I've just labeled. We're trying to eat roughly every 3 to 4 hours as well, because that will increase your satiety and will decrease hunger and decrease cravings. If you go long hours without eating, you're generally going to start to crave, especially at the start of a nutrition program. So also by eating roughly every 3 to 4 hours, you'll generally tend to eat more of the good foods that we want to get in. It's a lot easier to eat more vegetables if you're eating 4 or 5 times a day than if you're only eating 2 or 3 times a day. Now, the whole kind of fat burning process, and you notice I talk a lot about fat burning rather than weight loss, is very, very different to most diets that we see out there, because we're not focused on cutting or restricting calories. What we're focused on is actually increasing the metabolism by the training that we do in the camps. And when we do that, we're raising the metabolism, we start to burn body fat on a much more off regular basis, provided obviously we're feeding and fueling our bodies the right foods. And then when we're going through the sessions, our training sessions, we're able to train at a much, much higher level because we're eating a decent amount of food to fuel those sessions. If we cut calories, we're going to end up sluggish and slow, and we're not going to want to go to training, etc., etc. So really important, guys. The training sessions are vital for increasing the metabolism and helping you burn more body fat, and then the nutrition coming in is going to help feed and fuel those training sessions, feed your muscles, help detoxify the body, help produce optimal hormones, and get you in the best shape you've ever been in. Alright, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Thanks a mil.